All right, baby. Week three. I was going to go with a pissy attitude. I was going to be like, oh, the match play. It's whatever. You could throw darts. I am going to be aggressive this week. You can get extra picks from me for match play. Enough. This is a golf game. I'm not going to be no reason to be bitchy about this. I'm going to be aggressive. There are players I like. If there's a player you like to be in the top 4 or the top 8, well, then you like them in specific matches. So there's a chance here to make some real money off a week where, I didn't make many picks last week. I gave you one pick last week, Fleetwood top 10. That's all I gave you. It hit. So this week I'm going to give you some more picks, I think. I think it's time to do that, Riggsy.
Yeah, I'm a mix between gutless this week and pretty courageous. We're not
doing gutless. Leave gutless. Leave it behind.
I've got a little bit of gutlessness that I'm sticking to. I can't wait to make that pick. I can't wait for it to go onto the internet and have everybody be like, way to go out on a limb.
Don't. Are you doing this or no? You're not doing this, are you?
So I'm excited for that. You had a big one last week. You saved us a little bit with Tommy.
We struggled a little bit last week.
Yeah, we did. I will say though, overall, I'm dead even through 2 weeks of this show. We had a great week at the Players Championship. Mm-hmm. We got a little bit of a savior last week. So overall, I'm dead even. We'll take that. I'm a little bit befuddled by a couple of my guys. Hadwin, you and I are texting all week.
I loved him.
Enjoy the new thing.
Yeah.
Same. I had a bunch of comments even that were like, I'm really in on the Hadwin pick.
Good first round.
More nervous. And he did the same thing Keegan did. He had a good start. He's looking really solid.
Blew up.
And then just not even close on Friday, misses the cut by 1 million, and all of a sudden all the wind came out of the sails. So that was a little bit of a bummer. And then Justin Suh, he had the totally opposite. He had a struggle bus on Thursday, had a great round on Friday. I'm thinking he looks good, and he sucked too. So
did nothing.
So Tommy Fleetwood saved us. We're on to the match play. I'm kind of the same way. I was a little bit like, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? There's a bunch of different groups and whatever. But
we know.
I love this golf course. Do you like watching this golf course?
I do like it.
It's great watching this golf course.
Yeah, no, I like it. I don't hate this tournament. It's just it's kind of goofy, but whatever. Once a year, I'm fine with it. I will say, I am crossing off my list permanently the name Davis Riley. I will never pick him again, ever. He could be playing in the high school tournament. I'm not taking him. Every time they showed him last week, he was chipping balls off the green. He was missing 8 irons, 50 feet. I will never select him again, ever. That will never happen. Never going to happen. So he's gone.
Yeah, were you had to feel pretty
and he was in the mix, by the way. He was in the mix.
Matt Fitzpatrick, I think 2 holes in, he was 5 over or something like that.
Yeah, so, I was you basically did everything but stop the recording and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then you had like 7,000 reasons, half of which we can't talk about here, why there's no reason why I can't pick this guy. I mean, this guy's gonna be on the Korn Ferry Tour when his U.S. Open friggin' exemption runs out. Like, good God.
What's amazing is I was going through the match play and thinking about Scottie last year and how he dominated, and he barely got to the round or the elimination rounds because him and Matty Fitz were in a playoff that Fitz almost won. So yeah, we've come a long way. But I love the golf course. I've always loved quirky, weird golf. I like that when they hit the ball, it's not just gonna plop, land, and stop there. It runs forever. You get all kinds of weird shit. So I like Austin Country Club. I like the bridge. That whole deal when they're down in that
how do you feel
corner
about holes where you're driving up? You can see cars. You can hear cars in the background. I'm anti that when I'm watching golf on TV.
I like that.
Okay. You like cars. You like machinery when you're watching golf.
I like when a golf course feels like it's among normal life. I'm not necessarily a subscriber to it has to be serene and you have to feel like it's pure escapism. Sure, there's certain courses like that. Like if I'm on the tee at Augusta, I don't want to be hearing anything if I get to play that round, or certain, obviously, courses that are magical or stand out. But overall, I like that golf could sort of be just
so you would like it like
normal
say like
day today.
Carnoustie, the 14th hole, you'd like a little like route like through the hole where cars would be going down the fairway.
Sure. I don't know that they should be driving down the fairway, but if they're crossing the fairway like they are at the first hole at the old course, that's okay by me.
That's true. Okay, so it's the match play. Everybody knows what it is. 60. I actually like the way they've done it now. It's never going to be perfect, but they have these little mini tournaments, and then they move on to 16, and the 8, and the 4. Whatever. So we'll start there. I have, I don't know if you have any action in the B tournament. I have one pick there. So, the Punta Cana event that is going on this week on the go. Which, by the way,
I knew you were going to go to the Punta Cana, so I actually went to. I'm at the the Johnson Workwear Open on the DP World Tour. I got a pick there this week.
There's also Korn Ferry betting available on the Barstool app this week, which I looked at for about a half hour today. I wasn't ready to pull the trigger. This B, the Punta Cana event, like some of the alternates are Steve Stricker, Duffy Waldorf, I mean, it's like it is. It is
Stricker's
amazing.
an alternate.
Yeah, Stricker's an alt, which stunned me. But I guess he doesn't really have. He didn't win 20 times. He's not like a lifetime member.
Yeah, but there's no way that they're gonna. I mean, is he there?
He has no
ready
status.
If somebody bails out, is he in town? He's like.
What's I'm wondering?
He
He was like the 10th alternate. But there's also as you know, a Champions Tour event this week out in Palm Springs. So I don't know why he wouldn't play that. He played last week. I don't know. I mean, as you know, there's no Champions Tour betting sadly on the Barstool app yet. That will happen though, I think.
Yeah, that'll come around.
Which I'll be very ready for.
I'm a little bit. We might have to fade those picks there. I think you'll be a little more emotional there than you are on the PGA Tour.
Probably true. So I will let you, as we do, unless you want to mix it up after last week's slight struggle. But we have a tradition here. If you want to go first, that's fine. But whatever makes you more comfortable, Riggsy.
I'll go first. Stick to traditional guys. We're getting ready to get into the most traditional week of the year coming up soon. So let's stick to the tradition.
Damn right.
I've got a few group winners that I
Okay.
That I
so that's,
like.
So that is the.
I'm going.
Okay, Matt. Yep. Go ahead.
I'm going Adam Svensson, Group 9 winner.
Wow.
That group consists of Colin Morikawa, Jason Day, and Victor Perez. He's plus 400 to win that group. He's made 5 out of 7 cuts. He won the RSM in November. He finished 9th at Riviera, I believe. He finished 13th at the Players' Championship, so he's playing good golf. You and I have gone back and forth a bunch about Morikawa and how he can't really seem to get it done this year under pressure. This whole event is under pressure. Every match is pretty much elimination, it feels like. So I'm not overly worried about Morikawa like you should be. Obviously, he's one of the better players in the world. But and then Jason Day is playing well. But you know, Jason Day, he could get, God forbid, vertigo. He could get some injury. You never really know with him. So even though those two are favorites, they're stalwarts, they're tough players to play against. At plus 400, Svensson, how well he's playing, I'm taking him at 4-1 to win that group.
Well, let us take a dance over to Group 3, if you don't mind. That's a group featuring Rory McIlroy, Keegan Bradley, Scott Stallings, and my pick, plus 300, Denny McCarthy. To what are you smiling at?
I saw that group too, and I think someone might be tickling around that Denny McCarthy name.
I don't like Rory is changing every club in his bag he's working on right. What is good? He's got a new putter. He's messing around with his driver. I'm a little concerned Rory's overthinking this as he's prone to do. Keegan, I will never pick Keegan again. He screwed me over. Scott Stallings, I don't know. Denny McCarthy's playing pretty well, as you know. Is friggin' best putter in the world. I think now this is the beauty of this event. This is why I've done the complete 180 on this event. Like you play this thing, you play these group of 4 70 times. You know, you'll have 62 different. What you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. You know, but I think McCarthy is going to win that group and move on. So Denny McCarthy plus 300, Group 3. My man, Denny McCarthy.
I like it. I like it a lot. I saw that name too. It popped out in that group. If I was going to take anyone in that group, that's who I would take. Keegan's dead to us.
Well, not Rory. Like I'm not taking Rory plus 120.
Can't really go with Rory. So, yeah, I like that. All right. I'm going to go. My other bold pick is if we hop on over to Group 10.
Group 10. I'm here. Yep.
That group features Tony Finau, Kurt Kitayama, Adrian Meronk, and my pick in this one at plus 335 to win.
The Harry Minihane struggle name. Yes, go ahead.
Bezadenhout.
Yes.
Is my guy. Is that a struggle? Is that right? To get that one correct?
Harry struggles with that one, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of letters in that one going on.
No one's making sense.
But anyways, he's plus 335. I like that pick. I don't know that Finau, Tony's great. He could be tough. He might clear that group out. But when you look at all those names in there, he's been playing well. He's kind of stuck out at a few different events. I think I'm trying to remember. Somebody picked him in an event. I don't think you or I. I'm trying to remember. Did we pick him yet in either one of our events?
Bezadenhout?
Yeah.
I have not. No. I don't think I've ever said that name out loud before. I don't think.
Maybe your boy Danny Rapp shouted him out a couple weeks ago, and he had a pretty good performance. I'm not 100%.
This is when he was alive?
But he's apparently he's back from the dead.
It's amazing. Rappaport and Fitzpatrick both died in the same friggin' week span.
Jesus. New York Post.
Yes, good work by them.
But my guy Bezadenhout in Group 10, Bezadenhout,
Bezaden Hoot, I
the
say.
ending. Bezaden I can get through.
Yeah, Hoot, I say.
Last part's a little tough. But anyway, Group 10, that's my guy, plus 335.
I'll give you a little one-on-one matchup right now, if you want.
Okay.
1 second here. Checking. Okay. Got it. Thank you very much. Head-to-head, plus 188. Nick Taylor to beat Patrick Cantlay in their head-to-head one-on-one matchup. I'm kind of a Nick Taylor guy, and Cantlay to me is very beatable right now. He's kind of just sort of going through the motions right now. I'm going to take Nick Taylor plus 180. I like a good one-on-one match. You never get to do this. I'm telling you, I love this event. I might pick 70 things in this event. I've done such
Cantlay's one of those, too. He's going through some stuff. He's got new sponsors he's announcing. He all of a sudden jumped onto social media in the last couple of months, which has never been part of his MO, so he might be vulnerable.
Plus 188, one-on-one matchup, Nick Taylor. What group is that, Riggsy? To beat, what group is Cantlay in? I just looked at that.
You can find him.
I'll find him.
I actually liked.
You liked Cantlay in the event?
No. I don't like Cantlay at all. I saw Taylor. He's one of your guys. The McCarthy's Taylor. Those guys are right up your alley. It's almost.
Part of my crew.
I want to start doing. I need to start doing things that I think you're going to pick, not picks that I'm going to make.
You're going to try and get in my mind? You're going to spend some time in here?
I just think those both, when you said that, I was like, when I was scrolling through the groups, I was like, if anybody's going to be picked in here out of Kirk, that's Group 4.
If you said to me, you could play 18 holes of golf with Rory McIlroy and John Rahm or Denny McCarthy and Nick Taylor, I would say, give me Denny and Nick, and we're gonna go play a quick 18. Have a good time. Those are my guys.
Yeah, that's not surprising to me. I like the head-to-head. I like the head-to-head a lot.
Yeah, why not? Right?
What day are they playing? Are they playing tomorrow?
I think they are playing tomorrow. Yeah, I think because I think they're doing only here. I think they're only doing head-to-heads for tomorrow's matches here right now. I believe because Hovland and Kuchar are playing tomorrow. I think that's one of them too. But yeah,
that makes sense. Then they got to reshuffle the odds based on what they see and all that.
Also, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to get to some of my more gutless picks. I'm going to go.
Let me ask you one question before this, though. So, great friend of yours, good friend of mine, by the way, made Fred Couples happen. Has the best match play record of anybody at this event. Is playing terribly right now. You are not going to touch Kisner this week.
Oh, Kisner is on my list for sure.
Okay, because he's plus 175 head-to-head against Hideki.
That I didn't even see that. I didn't make my way to that. I love that.
Would you like to do a pick? Would you like to do that pick with me, you and I?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do that because if Kiz finished second last year, he finished tied for 18th the year before
He's playing dreadfully right now.
Then it was the COVID year. Then he won it, and then the year before that, he finished second. Now, this year,
dreadful.
He hasn't been particularly good. His results this year are cut, 75th, cut. T34 at Pebble, which I think you and I were invited to play in that event. T4 at the QBE Shootout, which is not even a real event.
Count that.
19th at the Hero World Challenge. I thought that was an 18-person event. So
I was going to say, but did he just play by himself?
RSM Classic, he was T29, which is an event that he's won before. It usually finishes in the top 5 or 10.
Right.
And so, yeah, his performance. And then President's Cup, I think he was the only player in U.S. to not get a point. So,
he got Fred Couples on my show that week, so it was a good week for him.
It hasn't been the greatest run, which is why I like him even more. He's plus 500 to win Group 5, which features Max Homa. I think Max Homa is not a quirky golf course kind of guy.
I would agree with that. You're going bigger for Kisner here. Yeah,
he likes Farmers Insurance, which obviously Torrey Pines. He likes these sort of, these tests of drive it straight, and they've got thick rough, and they've got tricky stuff around the green. This is, they've got the narrower fairway, the more classic golf, whatever you want at Quail Hollow. This is throw all that shit out. Like I said, Kiz can hit those sling and draws that will run forever. Out-putt people, and he has an unbelievable track record. So do I like him based on current form? No, that would be a tough sell. But, man, like you said, he's got a fucking crazy good record here.
Plus 175 and 2 pros playing 18 holes of golf. Like, I just like those odds anyway. And Hideki's playing he played pretty well with the players. He had that good Sunday, but he's not been great. So, I think that's a good for our first, we both like the guy. Obviously, you're very close to him. He's made my dreams come true. We should throw him, a soft Kisner plus 175 against Matsuyama.
I love it. Let's do it.
By the way,
in with you.
I'm surprised in the top fucking 64 in the world still at this point, Kisner. Jesus.
I actually was worried going through that he wasn't going to be in the event. I don't know how long. Well, thank God for Liv, because I don't know that he would be.
Good point.
Particularly high at this point.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go with my my first gutless pick, which is Tyrrell Hatton, who is my guy. He's the guy. He's my only win. My only win so far. But I'm not going to go top 8, top 16 like that. I'm going to stick with group winner. He's against Russell Henley, Ben Griffin, and Lucas Herbert. He is plus 138 to win that. I know he's the favorite. I know he's one of the higher ranked players in the field. I know people are going to make the don't go out on a limb thing, whatever. Plus 138 if you got a hockey game or a football game and a team's plus 138, you like their chances. Yeah. You take that, you get excited about it. So I'm going with my only guy. I had him top 20 for the Players Championship. He finished solo second with a back 929. Last time I saw him really get out there. So I'm going with Hatton, Group 14 winner plus 138.
All right, I'm going to go Group 11. This is an anti-Fitzpatrick pick, who's the top-seeded player in this field. And I also like this guy.
Spiteful.
Figala plus 250 in that group. Spawn's in there. Minwoo Lee's in there. And Fitzpatrick is sort of the lead horse in that. So, I feel like he's not going to get out of that. Figala's played really well this year. I think he's 15th at FedEx, and I think he's 30th in the world now at this point. It feels like it might be time. It might be time for him to have that week. Maybe it's here. I have him getting out of there at plus 250.
Humble guy. Saw him making quotes that he or putting out quotes that he didn't believe he
I don't like that.
Be in the top 30 or 40.
Don't know what that's about.
I figured you would hate. I think that's a little bit of BS. Like
I think so too.
He's a competitive guy. He plays like 100 games of chess every day, so all he likes to do is compete. So I like that pick a lot, especially once you listed the groups there. Minwoo Lee on this court. I love watching him play, but I don't know how well he's going to fare at this track where pretty crazy shit happens. And Fitz, friend of the program, but he's not a guy you want to be banking on right now. I like that pick a lot. I like Sawhead. He's a good dude.
Yes. Okay. What else? Anything else?
I've got in the DP World Tour, I've got Ross Fisher.
Wow. Okay.
At top 10, plus 350. He hasn't had an overwhelmingly impressive year, but he does have a couple finishes. I think he has a T9 and like a T13 or something finish. Bunch of the top guys that are in the top of the standings on the DP World Tour, as you and I know, are playing this week over in Austin in the match play. Yep. So the field's going to be a little bit lighter. Ross Fisher is one of those guys. I feel like I've always turned on the TV. It's 7, 8, 9 a.m. on Saturday or Sunday morning. DP World Tour's on. Ross Fisher is always in the mix. It feels like he's been.
It does feel like that.
10 years. So I just see him up there. I saw plus 350. So DP World Tour, I've got Ross Fisher top 10 plus 350.
Okay. I'm going to give you my Punta Cana pick. Am I saying that correctly? Punta. Yes. Plus 300 for top 10 Eric Van Rooyen, who played well last week and is playing pretty well. I feel like he's another guy. I always see his name. He's like 18th, 16th, 14th. This is a weak field. I feel like for him, those are pretty good odds for a top 10 this week. I actually like that pick quite a bit. But I almost thought even higher for him, but I'm just going to go plus 300. That's my pick. He's plus 650 if you're looking top 5, which gets, as you know, problematic when these numbers start to get smaller. But plus 300 for him to finish in the top 10 this week.
Yeah, it's always tricky to see how high you want to climb with those kind of guys. You start to see the numbers a little bit more appealing. Right. I like that. I can't believe how high they were on Wyndham Clark. I'm seeing that guy everywhere. I know he's been playing pretty well this year, but
yeah, I didn't quite get that. I didn't know. I was not going near him on that one. I'm trying to find this field.
Punta Cana. I think that's one of those places you can't really drink. A spring break place where if you drink the water, I think you end up sick a lot. That's kind of what that place reminds me of. So hopefully nobody gets sick. He's what?
Oh, is that true?
350, you said?
Plus 300. Plus 650 for a top 5, I think it was.
Plus 300. Okay. I like it. The over in the B flight this week.
Yes, which I like those tournaments, so I'll be keeping an eye on that also. It'll be on the Golf Channel like 11 at night. I'll be watching.
And then my truly gutless pick.
You have another one. Pick. Are we going back to Austin?
We're going back to Austin now.
Okay.
Yeah. we've shifted our focus back to the match play, is top 8 plus 125 Scottie Scheffler. And the reason I'm taking that pick
You are gutsy.
is all he's got to do is win his group and then win one match.
That's it.
And I tried to come up with a million reasons not to, but I really just cannot fathom a scenario where Scottie doesn't at least accomplish those things, because even the event that he didn't win in this stretch here, which was at Bay Hill, he was like 2 feet away from winning that event with his shot on 18, came up like a foot short, spun back into the rough. He ends up making bogey instead of birdie, and loses by a couple strokes. But he's been he's clearly the best player. All we did was talk about how at the Masters tournament, it's like, are we just going to see a blowout, and then we're going to just skip right over and not even think about the fact that he won this pretty easily last year. We mentioned the playoff, but coming down in the elimination rounds, he was virtually unstoppable. So he likes the course. He's a Texas guy. They're in Austin. The whole deal. I just don't see how Scottie doesn't finish top 8. So I'm going top 8, Scottie Scheffler. I'm definitely going to put a good amount of coin on that. I know it's gutless. I know everybody's going to chirp the whole deal. I don't really care. Like I said on the Hatton pick, if you give me a plus 125, anything that's plus money, and I think it's a lock, you're crazy not to take it. So I'm going to go Scottie Scheffler top 8.
Yeah, that's obviously a good pick. I do wonder, we're still a few weeks away from this. Last year, nobody picked him, including me, even thought about him at the Masters. I wonder now if he's going to be overpicked at the Masters. I mean, he's gonna be, I can't imagine I'm going to take him, but now it feels like he's going to be
he is.
Overwhelming
favorite.
I
think he's going to be overpicked at the Masters, but we're forgetting that we have a tournament this week. So it's like, if we're all thinking like, man, everyone's going to take him to the Masters, why the fuck wouldn't we take him this week? He won here by, he won last year. He dominated Kiz in the final. So the whole deal. So
if you throw out all odds, if you throw out every odd, and you just had to pick a guy to win this week, you pick Scheffler.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You have to. You have to. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not picking anybody to win. If I had to pick somebody to win with the odds, I'm not picking anybody to win. This is not. I'm not telling anybody to make this bet. I would probably pick Hovland plus 2,200. I feel like he's going to play well this week, but I don't really have picking a winner here. To me is nutso. So, I would say
which group's Hovland kicking around in? Do you know? You remember who all?
I was just looking earlier when they made the. Yeah, I can tell you in a second. Let's see.
It's not particularly important, but I wouldn't hate to see who he's up against there. The Hov man.
Let me see here. He just has a nice smile. He's a nice demeanor about him.
He looks.
He just seems happy. I wish I could be that happy in life. Like, what's he?
He's in Group 8.
He's with Kim.
He's got Chris
Kirk and Kuchar. That is not. I mean, that's to me like now I obviously had the Chris Kirk pick earlier, but earlier this year. I mean, he's plus 188 to get out of that group. Those aren't not great, but if I had to pick somebody in that group, I would pick him. I mean, obviously, Kuchar's not playing terrible right now. I'm actually surprised he's in here. Kirk won earlier this year. Siwoo, I feel like I just never know what he's going to do. So,
do we have any odds on the performance success of Cullinane at the live show this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be, well, I can tell you, so if the people are watching this on YouTube, I'm doing my live show. It's sold out. About 2,000 people will be at the State Theater in Portland. Wow. I will not be making golf picks. Oh, I may make a golf pick or two on there. Okay. But I'll be dancing and jumping and doing the whole thing. I'd love to have you there, Riggsy, but of course you're an Arizona guy. So
it's a bit of a trip. Otherwise, I would be there. When I'm spending more time on the East Coast, I'm coming to one of these shows. I have to come to a show.
Oh, that's right.
Witness it.
That's right. You're begging for that new deal, so you're going to live in New York for a while. I forgot about that.
That's right. I want to witness this, the madness in person. I want to see it.
When I see those videos, you chipping those golf balls by yourself at night with that sun going down, I'm thinking of you in that apartment in Brooklyn.
It's not going to take much for me to leave the North. Yeah,
it's just a sad image.
It's not going to take a lot for this northeastern kind of trip that I'm going to do for 3 or 4 months this summer to turn into like
72 hours. 72 hours, and you're gonna be sitting there. Horns. It'll be hot. There'll be people yelling at each other. There'll be traffic. You'll have these people, and you'll have Alex Bennett asking you like, "Oh, have you ever shit your pants?" And they'll put a camera in front of your face. You'll be like, "Get me the fuck out of here! Why am I alive? What am I doing here?" Meanwhile, that place will be empty in Arizona. I know it'll be 140 degrees in Arizona, but so what?
I did see like there were a lot of old bar stools back comment, and all I was thinking when I saw a bunch of the back and forth yesterday was like, wow, that's what I'm choosing to return to.
Yes, you are. You're just leaving your perfect lifestyle.
People were hooting and hollering, singing "Kumbaya." We're back. We got the drama. We got the back and forth. And I was just like, "Oh,
but
fuck! What are
great
they
golf
talking
courses
about?"
on the East Coast of New York. It's great. It'll take you 7 hours to get from Manhattan to go play, but it's great. It'd be fantastic.
I am excited for the golf. The golf and I love it out here, Arizona, but it's it's desert golf. It is what it is. It's overseeded, and if you miss a fairway, you run right into the desert and the bushes or whatever. Whereas the northeastern golf, it's much more classical. There's a lot of old school architects. Not that I'm an architecture geek, but it's just such a nice return and that style of golf, and seeing a bunch of these courses is something I haven't seen in several years. So I'm excited for that part. But you're right, it takes about 15 to 25 minutes to get anywhere out here. Anywhere.
Yes.
You just hop in your car, you're there. It's a nightmare in New York, so I'm a little bit worried about that.
When are you scheduled to return?
July through October is my plan.
Zero chance of that. Zero, you make it that long. I mean, 0.0. I would love to see you. I'm glad you can come by here whenever you want, but that's not going to happen. You're going to September, October, and oh well, at least the weather will be good. Anyway, who knows? All right, so let's. Do we have the picks? In total, in sum, we have the picks. Is Colin putting them up right now when the show will be up?
We don't have any graphics guys yet, right? We
did. We had graphics last week. I was told. Right. I didn't watch it, but we had graphics last week, I was told. So the picks are up.
That's great news. Okay,
picks are up right now. Which pick do you feel most confident about?
I feel most confident about Tyrrell Hatton to win Group 14.
Yeah.
The pick that I'm really excited about the value in is probably Bezadenhout to win Group 10. Finau, Kitayama, and Morag. I just like his chances there. He's plus 335. So those are the two that I'm probably most confident in. What about you? Hit me.
I feel like Denny McCarthy is almost like the new. It's like Kevin Kisner Jr. almost. I just feel like it's his time. So I like him to win that. I would not be surprised, by the way, at all at this match play if he won the tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't advance. But I would not be surprised if Denny McCarthy won this tournament. He's part of the Kirk Minihane tree. You know that.
I know. Look, I took Kisner to win his group. I wouldn't be surprised if he loses every hole he plays the entire week. That wouldn't surprise me.
This could be like a Stephen Ames thing where he's done it like 11, hole 11, shaking hands and just,
I know he's trying to hit these draws, and he's just been hitting like blocks for like 6 or 8 months, and I don't love that going into match play, but
I had a draw going in from 2010 to 2012, and then it just went away. It was perfect. I actually was like, I visualized it, and it happened for like about a year and a half, and now it's just gone. Now I have this ugly old man, like shitty, like Champions Tour cut. It's like,
yeah, just weak, like limp dick.
Carries like 186 thing, and it's just sad. It's pathetic. It's like driver 7-iron on a par 4. So
we got to play. Some point we're going to play around of golf. That's why I'm coming back. I'm coming back to the Northeast just to track you down and get out there and have a nice little round of golf.
Spend the day in HQ, then we'll go over to Long Island and sit in traffic on the LA and then play golf. Sounds great.
Talk about dinosaur dicks and then play a little round of golf. Be great.
96 degrees. Oh, I fucking can't wait for that. All right, so we'll see how the picks go. We're back next week for Valero.
The Valero?
Yes.
Valero.
Who is in? Do we know anybody who's definitely in that field or no? Like any stars the week before the major? No?
Not a soul that I know of. Some of those guys do that, right? Where they like to do a tune-up, I feel like.
Yeah, but that means the big players will have played last week. No, that's not true. Jordan and Justin played last week. That was really about it for the stars. So,
was it Phil in 2006 who was the first guy in a long time to have won the week before and then won the Masters?
I think he won in Atlanta the week before, right? They're still playing it then.
He won
right? 40 shots.
There'll be a few guys that play. I feel like there'll be a few guys that get out.
Yeah, but that's 3 weeks in a row then for those guys. That's the thing.
That's a lot. Yeah. This event's done. This is the last year of this event.
Yeah, what do you think? I think it's too bad. Move it. Do it somewhere else. I don't know.
Tour's they're in a weird spot with that stuff. They got to rehash it. People love the match play.
Once a year. I know. So what's going to take its place? Anything or no? It's a shitty WGC event?
Something like that, because they're condensing it to the designateds, and they're trying considering whatever, rotating it around and the whole deal. I think they got some main sponsors that are upset that they're not getting designated, so they got to figure that shit out. So I think Dell's pretty much out. Plus, I think they now have to commit, if they're going to be a designated, to what, $25 million purse that they have to come up with, that some of the sponsors are like, what? So it's a weird spot.
Okay. All right. So we're back next week with Valero. So those are our picks. Colleen will have them up. We'll have them on social media. Do you guys do some version of the cut this week with this or no?
We haven't yet. We're kind of debating right now amongst ourselves what we're gonna do. They were like, pick 4 guys to win their group. I was like, that's impossible.
Four guys will win the match. One of you guys each take a guy.
For tomorrow. That's actually a good idea. Just to win their match tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's a great call. So we'll have that out. So folks that are seeing that, we're going to try to get that out as soon as we can from Foreplay and ideas spawned by Kirk Minihane. So appreciate that. So yeah.